Good evening. Did I just do that? Say hello if you're here. It's the only way I know if you are. Sandwich is having a hard time staying together. Minneapolis. Is that right? Yeah. Hey, David. There was a black man shot today. Um, but, yeah, I don't know all the reasons for the shooting, but beyond that, if somebody gets shot, before you even know the answers, should your city or other cities go out and loot and burn and riot? Is that a legitimate response? Or should you shut your city down? Is that a better response? Go to City Hall, state capitol, county government. I mean, I don't see how the looting, yeah. I think there could be moments for it, okay? But these aren't the moments. Just like January 6th, that was not a moment for insurrection. This sandwich is not cooperating. Well, because I got into a discussion on Twitter with a woman who says it's always right to loot, and especially you should loot big corporations like Walmart and Target. Hey, Buck. You can see my commentary with her on Twitter if you want to go look. Thank you, Buck. Am I hearing thunder again? No. Like Reddit is any better? Well, that's what I had. I said, so it's it's okay to screw your neighborhood up or somebody else's neighborhood by looting. Like tonight, they showed them looting this whole strip plaza, sneaker shops, of course, other stuff. Just taking it all. You know, then you end up with nobody wanting to open businesses in your neighborhood. AOL, you have mail. I always kind of laugh when I see somebody with an AOL email address. That's one I never had. He's 80. I keep forgetting that platform is even still out there. Hey, Johnny. My standard turkey club sandwich and sweet potato fries. Really good sweet potato fries. And of course, mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. It's like when I was in D.C. for Trump's inauguration. I was walking around the city, and I ended up over in the neighborhood where a lot of the rioting and protests were going on. And they beat the windows out of a Starbucks. They set some guy's limousine. They set some guy's limousine. They broke all the windows out of this limousine, and parked right behind it was some news crew's SUV, which had some of the windows broken out. But there was a guy standing guard around the vehicle, and then I'm looking at the limousine with a lot of other photographers and people, and some young woman comes up, a young white woman, and starts screaming and stomping around the car. Destroy property! Destroy property! Destroy property! And I got in her face and said, "You got property. Can I come to your apartment and burn it down?" And she literally stopped for about 4 seconds, and just like, that does not compute. That does not compute. And of course, she went on her rant again. But I got her to think for a half a second. I don't get, I don't get what's going on in these people's heads. I mean, I would love to legitimately have a discussion with somebody who was screaming "destroy property." You know, I mean, you know, okay, some guy got shot. I don't know the answers yet. You don't know the answers yet. So does that mean we get to go get free shit? What is it? I don't even get that. Hey Mario. You know, are you getting rain tonight up there in Windsor? We are. I don't like sweet potatoes in general. I mean, we used to have them during holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe. But Johnny, I wish you could taste these. Sweet potato fries are so good. Right, exactly. um, well, I just saw a couple posts on. Uh, oh, these are so good, man. Sweet potato fries. Oof. When they're done right, uh, these are healthier though. That's the one thing I've learned about. I try to learn about nutrition a little bit here and there. Sweet potatoes are healthier for you because they don't spike your insulin like a white potato. So that's why sweet potatoes are better. Um, what did somebody say here? Well, I just saw a couple posts, 15-second posts on Twitter. Um, I bet if you go to to D Live, you'd have to go hunting on these other live streaming platforms like D Live, um, or there's a couple others where I guarantee there's probably stuff going on. Sure it is, Dave. Oh, let's hear.
provolone. I got mozzarella. And then you got mozzarella. Where's the mozzarella? I don't have that. The American style, I get like double that. Whatever the fuck is on double whatever. That plastic cheese, please. You just want all of it. All except for mozzarella. I want to be except mozzarella is rubbery and bland. If you want to be fried, you have that. Wait, it's all plant-based.
Ice building in Portland. Mango curry. Oh, that does sound good. And a beer. Oh my god. Would that be breakfast? There's a breakfast.
No, it's just like every time people get the chips here, they like look at me. Yeah, literally. I'm like, I warned you. Alright, if you guys end up doing anything, let me know. Alright, thank you.
So, anybody that's here, say hello so I know where you are here or where you're from.
It's red. I want to try it out so bad. And I'm like, dude, where is it? And they're like, it's sold out. I'm like, who's buying it? When are they buying it? What time? I just want to know what time I should walk over. Yeah.
Who sent me that link? Is that on Instagram?
Have a great night.
Who sent me that link? There's this web page, and I don't get it completely yet, where a lot of video guys are sharing their stuff to stringers.live. I don't know what you can find there completely. It's got all kinds of stuff there. I have barely looked at it yet. It's got a lot of California, I think, people on it, mostly. Uh-oh. Gonna poke myself. I guess Damon is on it and maybe a partner in it. The guy from Smoke and Scan. Just trying to see if there's stuff on Twitter. There's a lot of good information on Twitter about the incident in Brooklyn Center, I guess a suburb or neighborhood of Minneapolis. Interviews with the mother. He said they pulled him over because he had a warrant too. Or maybe they found out he had a warrant after they stopped him. I don't know. All right. Who stole the bread from my sandwich? Somebody just sent me a Martin Luther King quote. Interesting. So this quote from MLK, but it is not enough for me to stand before you tonight and condemn riots. I would be morally irresponsible for me to do that without, at the same time, condemning the contingent, intolerable conditions that exist in our society. These conditions are the thing that cause individuals to feel they have no other alternative than to engage in violent rebellions to get attention. And I must say tonight that a riot is the language of the unheard. Excerpt from The Other America, March 14th, 1968.
She got stuck dealing with me because me and her daughter are like into each other. We actually both, because that's why I just came back from a break because I was on basically the week. A month before I found out I was pregnant, her daughter found out she was pregnant while we were working there. And like, we were so agitated when they found out. We were sort of like looking at us like, are you guys serious? Like, can you just freaking stop? Like, because we worked in a room together, we did everything together. Literally, like, you know, when we sneak off to smoke or something like that, you know. Sorry, guys. It's just
There's no more coffee. Some more coffee? That's empty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at my sandwich. Does the 5-second rule still count? I made a mess. Oh, the table was sanitized, right? Oh, thank you. I mean, I don't know. I don't get where, looting stores in your neighborhood is any kind of an answer. Maybe, go back to the police station, go back to City Hall, shut those down, Somebody gets killed doesn't mean you get new sneakers. It would be nice if Twitter Live turned on the map function. You know, that was such a great feature. No other live stuff has done that. The only other way you can kind of search is by hashtags and stuff, or just word searches. You know, see if something shows up. You know, there's probably stuff also on Instagram and maybe Snapchat and TikTok, you know. In Minecraft, go stop polluting. Okay. Saw my first footage on Twitter. The mom looks white. No, I forget. I don't know. I don't remember now. There's some video on YouTube from earlier. If you search Brooklyn Center. Well, that's on purpose. Don't want anybody to know about anything, you know. To me, that sounds on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's some video. Wow, cleaned out, man. Totally cleaned out. Wow. I mean, it may have calmed down overnight now. Yep. Oh, you know it. Craigslist, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. Just unacceptable. Selling stolen crap on eBay is not how you get justice. Brooklyn Center, Minneapolis. They were earlier. Oh, hi, Mary. The turkey club and the sweet potato fries with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Better than fast food. All right. Sleep tight. Uh, but whatever reason, these people are looting and rioting in Minneapolis. It doesn't, I don't get why an officer at a traffic stop shoots at somebody that's driving away. Okay, that's not acceptable. If the guy's driving away, your life is not in danger. You don't have the right to kill somebody because they're running, especially if they haven't like been involved in some serious crime at that moment. This country police departments are messed up. Messed up. Ooh, that was a piece of bacon. Crunchy bacon. That's what I should have just ordered. Just order some bacon and be done with it. More bacon. Turkey and the bacon. Not if you're on the keto diet. I had a brain fart. Thank you. I should go on the keto diet again. I did it for like a month. Once. Maybe a little. I have a friend who's on it perpetually. He's a thin guy, or already a smaller and thin guy than me. But the thing it gave him is he found out he had more energy, even more than he already has. Just felt better. Bikini skiing. Well, earlier tonight, okay, they stopped this kid in Minneapolis tonight, and these are, in my opinion, these are lame excuse laws, okay, to pull people over. All right, these aren't crimes. All right, these are just tools that get enacted so police can pull people over and then look for other stuff. They pulled this kid over tonight because he had an air freshener hanging from the mirror. Yeah. And in most states, you can't have anything hanging from your mirror because it does obscure your. Um, oh, yeah. Well, the bar's just closed. Um, um, this is Cleveland. It'd be like this in all of them right now, except maybe out in the suburbs. But so they pull this kid over, and at some point, either before or after they pull him over, they find out he's got a warrant. So apparently he maybe was out of the car, and he gets back in the car and drives off. And that's when the officer shoots from behind. To me, that's not acceptable, okay? And then you have officers being put in, and these cops who, whatever reason they're going after, um, yes, um, and Manny, Mo, and Jack, um, and then you have these laws like the stuff hanging from a mirror, the window tint laws. That'll also these things are putting these cops in danger by pulling people over for really lame, you know, excuses to get a traffic stop. I just watched a video on YouTube about a New Mexico New Mexico State trooper who pulled a truck over um, a while back for window tint, and he had a dash cam on the car, and he had his body cam, and he goes up to the passenger side of the truck. He's dealing with the guy. The guy hands him some paperwork. He's futzing around. The cop wants the guy to get out so they can talk back by the car and he can check him out. The cop then thinks he sees a weapon. And that's when the guy gets out of the driver's side. The cop is on the passenger side. And as the guy, right, and the guy's a big guy, this suspect. He gets out, and as he gets out, he pulls out because the cop can't see what he's doing because he's on the other side of the truck. Pulls out an AR-15 and goes off on the cop. 6,700 people are listening to Milwaukee St. Paul Police Dispatch right now. The cop falls backward, apparently. He might have been hit on the initial couple rounds. Then the guy walks around the truck and finishes the cop off, point blank. Gets in the truck and leaves. It's all caught on film. Some Homeland Security cops showed up next really quick. And then they chased this guy for quite a while. And then in the end of the short 5-minute video, they show this truck getting stopped and the guy getting out. Before the truck is even stopped after a pit maneuver, He's already firing back at the cops. He wounds one or two more cops, and then they kill him. Now, is it necessary to pull people over for window tints and air fresheners and even put cops in that position? I mean, these aren't crimes. Is a loud muffler a crime? No. I mean, our world is really screwed up in this country about some of this stuff. You know, I don't know. You know, can't tell you how many muffler violations I had when I was a kid. I had a cop write me up for a cluttered dashboard. And then he got into my face because my truck at the time, my minivan back then, was my truck, and it was full. You couldn't see out the rearview mirror. He was going to write me up for that, and I go, I don't have to have this mirror. Trucks don't have this mirror. They use the side mirrors. He didn't like my attitude, so he had to write me up or something. It got thrown out in court, but it's obscene what goes on out there. I mean, you know, like getting pulled over. I got pulled over a couple years ago for a temporary tag that had wrong markings on it by the dealer that issued it. And of course, I had a customer in the car Ubering, and they want his ID. And I go, I've told the kid when the cop wasn't by the window, you don't have to give me your ID. They tried to get that kid to give his ID up, and he wouldn't. And they finally gave up and wrote me a ticket that I got thrown out in court. There's no coffee. The kid, he didn't give the kid a hard time. So as we get stopped, one car pulls us over. They pulled me over because I was in a Chrysler minivan, which at the time, a couple years back, was especially being stolen all over the city for ATM thefts. So, at 1 in the morning in Parma, a fairly white suburb, whatever, they got nothing else to do than pull people over at 1 in the morning. So they pull me over because the car went by me. And as soon as he turned around, I said to the kid, they're going to pull us over. So I tell him about the tag. Oh no, this was not that tag. This was where I didn't have a tag. I had a piece of cardboard there because the tag had gotten torn off in a winter storm a few days earlier. and I've seen this done. I wrote no tag with the license number, or I said lost or something, and the cop goes, "You can't do that." I go, "I've seen it before. I've done it before. Okay, it's not a crime. Okay." However, I was arguing it. Then his buddy pulls up, and the cop walks back to talk to the buddy. And that's when the kid asked me, "Do I have to show them my ID?" And I says, "No, you didn't get stopped. You're not involved in this." Okay? So they go around to his door and they just open his door. All right? Which is, they don't really have the right to even do that. Thinking about it now, I should probably call the Parma chief of police and bitch about it. Quite honestly. They have no suspicion for him to do for anything. All right? And the kid just sits there looking down at his phone, and they're like, "We see your ID," and the kid's like, "No." And they try a bunch more times, and this kid's no. And he doesn't engage with the cops at all. Then they walk away, and they have a kibitz for about 30 seconds or a minute. They come back, and they try again, and they give up. I wish I had the whole thing on dash cam, you know. You don't have to give your ID, David. Period. You know, it's like getting stopped on the sidewalk. You don't have to give your damn ID up. If you're, you know, these endless videos of guys getting stopped while walking. You know, we're not required to have, you know, to carry an ID to walk around. I told a U.S. Capitol cop I was not going to give him my ID. Let's see if I can show you what I was dressed like that day. I think I have a picture here.
You're great. I'm so excited to see her now. Like she was
So that's what I looked like when the cop stopped me on a sidewalk, somewhere out in front of the U.S. Capitol. What do you mean? What's Brax? You don't know about Brax? Did you ever watch Rob Music on Periscope? Right there, Brax. Dessert? No, Johnny. I might, but I can't afford. I spend enough on my food budget as it is. Yeah, it's a totally secure, encrypted app. You don't know about it? I used to talk about it all the time. Got really high-end encryption on it. He doesn't even store any user data. He's on YouTube. Go find him on YouTube. He's putting up videos every couple days. He's got like a 250,000 viewers now. You know, he's selling de-Googled phones. He's selling, his Tor router and other stuff still.
On that note,
I might message him about Haps, yeah. What else are you talking about? I got stopped at a cop a couple years ago. He said he had the right to check my ID because I was on a street median shooting him, make a pedestrian stop. Well, median's part of the roadway. It's not exactly a public walkway. So I don't know. He was probably lying. I don't know. You should honestly call up the city and find somebody, find the answer. You know, I'd love to know the answer. I was pissed because there was a girl photographing the cops on the sidewalks. Yeah. Well, they'll challenge you a lot of times just because they can, and they don't care. You know. I mean, being out in the median is a little more unsafe than being on a sidewalk, but whether or not he's got the right to ask you for your ID, every state has different rules. I need more coffee. Oh, really? Did you ever figure out what she was about? You don't see many women doing that, you know, other than people that are reporters. Mr. Conway. Oh my fucking god, bro. No, bro. Y'all niggas is just
No Mine was all
I think I've only seen on YouTube a couple women doing cop watch stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a woman doing the First Amendment auditor crap.
She said you already met yours, which is so funny because yours looks like your ex-boyfriend Andy Green, who's a Nazi. It's so funny.
Like this come here, this it's Taylor Lautner.
I never saw this as a black
That's the guy who does the guy. I'm going to bring the bucket of beer.
Go to bed. Oh, you are in bed. Go to sleep. Berkeley's Cop Watch. Oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I could see women doing Cop Watch far more than any of the like First Amendment auditor stuff. Oh yeah, it's busy. Yeah, I just saw that. I was talking about it earlier. You know, and I was talking about it because just like this thing tonight, is it? Do you really have to put cops in a position? I don't care how much they want to do these type of stops, but tinted glass is not really a. I mean, to me, that would be, I guess, a larger offense than a loud muffler, or like the kid tonight getting pulled over for an air freshener hanging from his mirror. Those are bullshit laws. Okay. If you, I think if you wanted to do something with those, you would take the license plate down and send a summons to the address. Period. Just send a summons. Don't put the cop in danger. You know. The New Mexico guy ended up pulling over a pretty bad hombre. You know, but you know, is that how you really need to run a police department or write laws like that? Street medians tempted to email a selfie to the cop. Yeah, there you go. You know, is getting pulled over for a loud muffler really a big thing? You know, I mean, you know, like me getting stopped for, like now. Tonight there was a new one in Brooklyn Center, Minneapolis. Johnny. And they shot the kid driving away, okay? Basically shot him in the back. You know, there's no, the cop wasn't in danger. He shot the kid leaving after being just pulled over for a traffic stop. Now, they said the kid had a warrant, but still, he's going away. He's not threatening the cop anymore. You don't have the right to kill somebody because they're leaving. Especially since they weren't, like, threatening you with a gun or something. You know, it's messed up. All of it's messed up. Yeah, the New Mexico thing was ugly. I did happen to see that tonight. I lost. Yep. I mean, okay, Johnny, in Sweden. Now, I mean, you don't have gun violence issues, but do people get pulled over for having their windows tinted too much? Do you have laws like that? Do you get pulled over for having something hanging from the mirror because it obscures your vision? Are there laws like that over? Or is everybody just nice?
It's Natalie.
Exactly, David. Everybody's nice. Everybody obeys the law, except the Swedish motorcycle gangs.
I know what this is. She's all alerts. Not everything. What enough?
Did you see the new Volvo? Wow, does that thing look crazy, freaking gorgeous inside? Wow, it's like a miniature limousine. The police are as heavy equipped, right? I mean, do they? But do you get pulled over? Did they enforce laws like that over there? Do you have those laws? Tinted window, air freshener. Do they pull you over for a light if you have a light out on your car? Do they pull you over if you're not wearing your seatbelt? That's another one here that used to not. So there's traffic laws here, Johnny, that are primary. What are the primary offenses, and then there's secondary offenses. A primary offense they can use to pull you over, like tinted window or not having a seatbelt on. Seatbelt law way back used to not be a primary offense, but then, like in California, they made it a primary offense so they could pull over cars of young men that were most likely in a gang, and it would give them a chance to search the vehicle, because now they've got you stopped and see what's going on. VW and Volvo never merged, right? Cops. There's a black or green VW Volvo. Guess they couldn't tell what they saw. Did you hear? I guess VW's April Fool's joke might get them in a little trouble. They said they were going to change their name to Volkswagen because they're going all electric. Volkswagen. Yeah, I don't get how stuff happens sometimes, David. Yeah. Exactly, Johnny. I mean, I say the same thing about this all the time, and say, like, look at, in England. Okay, in England, you have all these knife crimes, for example, but you don't see people with knives getting shot and killed. These cops know how to take people down. Here, they would just shoot you. They don't get enough training. That's a big thing. In fact, years ago, they actually made the rules less intensive to become an officer. They lowered the IQ level and other standards. So, yeah.
Like I yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If he worked at Hippopotamus, we would have been friends. He would have been, no, not even. For a fact. You would have hated me.
If he was weird though, I feel like people are being fake, do weird things. And if he started doing weird
Not him,
things,
not him. He would have never. He would have never.
I told you
What do you mean? No,
I know. I know. No, I'm saying.
Well, not daily. I mean, you probably have an occasional thing, but yeah, you don't have guys getting out of cars shooting at cops probably too often.
Smart. I'm not saying that I don't
You
think
know,
that's true. I'm saying that I believe that.
your criminals are more well mannered. Nobody hit except gave the car a flat tire. Yeah, that's not acceptable, David. Right? They should be fired. His pumped up adrenaline answer is not good enough. You know. Guess he's lucky he hit the car instead of something else.
I'm not like doing that.
Oh, excuse me.
You know, but will he get a job as a cop somewhere else? He should be taken off of the list. He should not be able to be a cop again. But some other department will probably hire him.
That makes sense.
Even though I watched him do terrible things.
She was was a female. Her shooting being justified more than more recent shooting of a shoplifter. Okay. The gang shootings have increased. Well, gangs are they're becoming a bigger and bigger problem everywhere on the planet.
No, right, exactly. And like,
She hears every night about him.
she told me about you.
Yeah, well, both of our but if I
I
was
know this is
get into that, it would
it's all alleged, but I truly believe that he had him on. I really do.
It's the truth.
They mix it up.
It's like a real life Trillville. He really is. He got super quiet in here.
Oh, like,
It really did. I was like, shut up. Don't say his name. Don't say his name. It's so paranoid. I'm gonna tell both you and I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna tell you Adam. Audrey, listen. I'm gonna Audrey. Very serious. Very serious.
and then he got marinara with the
That's the shit that's crazy. Like, my nigga, man. You come and steak and marinara. Bring some marinara sauce. Like, you come to me up and start, yeah, take that shit right here.
Me or Audrey. Listen to both you and
We
you.
were just talking about European training on my live stream just now with a friend in Sweden. He says we don't have these issues over here.
I fear for my life.
I don't want to start my whole comedy career off the back of like being the guy that knew the girl that was coming on the
Take tater shots of everybody.
That's funny, it's the way your career hasn't already started. Hey, he's got a huge dick and a big head.
He's not doing the same way.
Yeah. No, not in the same way. His actual physical head is huge in the hottest way. His head is 10.5 inches. I'm not exaggerating. 10 at least. No, I was thinking, I felt it in my ass 3 days in a row. I shit blood on me. I watched him measure it with it.
Sorry.
This is literally almost, I know you said
So you're surrounded by cops firing less lethal. He was armed with a chain and was swinging, and cop who fired was lethal fire backup and fired because he advanced in the cops with less lethal. My logic was the cops just retreat beyond reach of chain. Didn't read right. Sure, there's a chance somebody could have get hit by a chain, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I've watched videos in Europe, in England, London, of 5 cops surrounding a suspect with a butcher knife. And they get the knife away from the person eventually. They take the person down. They don't kill him. I mean, this country's nuts, man. I mean, just nuts that everybody thinks this is acceptable. I mean, if I go on certain Facebook pages here that are in more white neighborhoods, they're all for that kind of stuff. Just kill them all. Just shoot them all. They don't care about human rights at all. And concealed carry, Johnny? No comment. I mean, look at this restaurant the other night. Two groups of people were in here. A guy and his girlfriend sitting at the counter, and a table or whatever with 4 other guys. Turns out the guy at the counter and one of the other guys are brothers with bad blood. The group leaves. I guess the one guy comes back, the brother, and or maybe somebody else comes back. Then the brother at the counter gets up and goes out to go outside, and right in the entranceway, I think with the door open maybe, they both are pulling guns on each other, these 2 brothers. They shoot each other. The brother outside kills the brother coming out. The girlfriend gets up from the counter because she hears everything going on. Goes and opens the inner door to the foyer. And as she steps into it, she gets killed by a ricocheting bullet. That's like crazy normal life in Cleveland, especially in certain crowds. Everybody has a gun. A Glock? I don't know. It would definitely be an automatic. Maybe have a revolver strapped to the ankle. Yeah, right here. Go look it up. My friend's shooting. My friend's restaurant shooting. There's a few stories out there. It took a while to learn. I learned more from in here. Everybody thought it was inside the diner, really. Everything happened right in the entranceway. There was no damage even to the place. No windows were even broken. Well, I mean, if you have bad blood between somebody, Nice. Oh, look at this pizza, Johnny. So this is the local. Here.
Man, they put a chicken bone in the
No, he's like, that makes sense.
Oh, focus.
No, I don't.
So this is the local arts and entertainment newspaper. The Scene. Look at that pizza. Wow. This is from a new pizza place on the east side.
They're all fine.
Might have to go try it.
So I just reordered the steaks. Yeah, a steak. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you had some leftover pizza, it looked like.
Oh no, that one was gonna be cheaper.
I'm not so
You can eat apple seed.
okay. Or pears. Think I don't know this? Dude,
Hey, exactly. He got 2 bites left.
Nah.
Charlie, right? Sarah Pappas' boyfriend, the pop. Thank you. What? Thank you. Great job, Charlie. So our coworker Sarah Pappas, her boyfriend's like a race cop. Audrey, listen. You know I told you that I thought we were animals.
Jeez. 8-car accident earlier.
And then
People getting stupid in the rain.
But Charlie, Adam, look at you're Adam. Dan keeps trying to make fun of me. Okay,
I just keep doing it.
Both these accidents were on the east side, though. Night eat way more? Yeah, probably. Probably.
Listen, Charlie's a cop, and Dan was trying to make fun of me for thinking that worms were animals. Trying to make fun of me for being selfish. And then the other day, he was like, haha, Olive doesn't think worms are
I
animals.
was like, Charlie, I was like, which one of these is not an animal?
Something, I don't care.
I named like 3 animals. And it was like,
And Charlie was like, none of them are animals. He said dogs are not animals.
Honestly, I don't even want that.
And he was
yeah,
really serious.
yeah. He's like in his 50s.
And he was like, dogs aren't animals, they're canines. Non-stop. Oh my god, I wish I didn't eat that.
I think I should stop eating. I'll take this home.
They don't even understand how amazing she is.
He was like a dog. He's like, dogs are canines.
So they're not animals.
Are vertebrates.
So they're not animals.
He like knew the terminology for what they were and said that was what?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna clean my fingers.
Well, they're also one of the most smart animals. We're talking about sentient. Yeah. Wait, you really didn't know that? So Adam knows. So Adam thinks animals are what Charlie thinks. I know.
I'm not going to play the game. I got whatever it is. Let me look. We on Warzone all day. I got whatever it is. Hookah, all that shit.
And I don't have weight on my because you're disgusting. And you should know that. So I don't take it out. But that goes crazy. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's not as funny.
Dan literally said, "This fuck." He goes, "That's disgusting." I told you that I would the someone. I'm not gonna use them as a if I'm getting ready, I don't care if I'm there. He literally during the middle of the day, and I'm not doing anything.
I wish I did, David. I mean, Johnny. Okay, I gotta get out of here. It's too loud.
Family Matters on Hulu. And that was so funny. Watching TV while having a game. It's not that. I'm not gonna tell you. No. Because I'm getting ready to go out. Yes. Yeah.
Are you a coder?
No, I just asked if my kids is on.
We know. We know you want to.
I didn't swallow it.
You want to make it very.
It's like a little bit hot.
True, that bitch you was fucking shit. Come on with that weird shit, man. Don't be the same niggas on there, damn man. We don't play a couple niggas.
It's like chewing on an eraser. It's like the satisfaction of chewing on an eraser. It's almost like a hell in there. She was like, yeah, my friends be on that game longer than that. And there's nobody on this planet. They were like, eat my body. Somebody can be like,
What if you would have won his hand?
I was like,
Wow. Okay. Jackson Brown and James Taylor are coming to town in June together. Did you see that Jackson Brown's one album just got in the permanent collection at the U.S. Archives? Oh, thank you.
I'm not talking about that.
I would never
So
say
he's
that.
like, he just got back. You know what? People say things all the time.
No, they do.
Do they work cheaper than the guys in India or Argentina?
Sometimes he thinks you are. No, because if you work for it, because I've actually people think this is the right thing, and they go the same house all the time. So if you believe me, what you did, I don't know how it is. Nah, because you, when you ordered it, you said no.
What am I doing here?
That's fair.
I know Tante, we're all getting ready to leave. No, dude, Tante is so funny. He kept saying he focus on my keys.
Get a small little box.
No, it's not your fault. He did say the N-word like 3 times today, and I was like, oh, stop. And he was like, no, it's not your fault either. No. Amazing.
He really been.
Actually, I couldn't even work on it. I lied. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Give me a minute, because this is actually amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it was all fast, right? Are you sure? We just made all our texts. I'll give. Yeah. People come and tell us how to know. Oh, remember John Messi? Thank you. I'll open up tape.
Nigga not rehearsing.
That's it. Just a couple dashes.
No, it tastes good. It's not hot.
Oh, you want some of my omelet?
Here.
You want four, please.
All right.
I got the same shit.
Mom just taught me well.
Give me a minute. Give me a second here.
Stick with the fact that I took like 4 shots of Pepto. When I was a child, I used to carry a bottle of glue around. No, it's like that's my mother, but she's on meth.
Don't tell me more. Come on, man.
Get out of the bottle.
Literally everything. Hey, put my plate underneath this.
They could have extra step aside the video, right? 20 square feet. I'm mad. 4 months.
Okay, Destiny, we lost Luke.
Nobody ordered nothing in my truck.
I'll take it home, bitch.
I can't see it. Where is it? Is it under?
We're gonna rest. He's just being stupid.
Why you lighter? He said if you want some good news, like burger.
Put that bitch on the bus.
It's not hot.
That nigga finna have high blood pressure. This shit has to be swollen.
I shit blood anyway. I shit blood every day. No, I shit.
I don't know. I got nothing to invest, so.
My baby like, I like it. What's your line ass? No, this shit was trash. Bullshit ass food. I'm walking out late. Sitting there talking about this shit was old. This shit was ass. Weak ass shit.
Have you seen him?
Alright, thank you.
All right. Out of that loud nonsense. Rain, rain, rain. Rain, rain, rain. Ugh. Whew, it's chilly out here. Who turned off the heat? It was nice until the weather changed. Now it's going to be 50s and 60s for the next week at least. 54 in the car. 54. It was 80 yesterday.
Which was designed to allow the crews to drop their bombs accurately on the target by adjusting to the plane's actual speed over the ground. But soon these US bomber crews noticed something was going very wrong. They were going too fast.
Glenn found the target, put the telescope of the bomb sight on the target, and it kept going out in front of it. He said, I can't get this damn telescope on the target. And so we called a radar operator and checked our ground speed and see what our ground speed is. He came back and he says, we got 125 knot tailwind. He said, we're going about 480 miles an hour. It's impossible. It can't be. There's no winds like that. We're going 480 miles an hour when we should be going 340 miles an hour. I said, well, Glenn dropped the damn bombs. He dropped the bombs, and we were already 12 miles past the target because of that wind.
Unknown at the time, what they'd actually encountered was a kind of global river of wind, what we now call the jet stream.
So the jet stream is essentially a wind, but it's a very fast, narrow current of air that forms this wind. I mean, I say narrow, but they're actually several hundred kilometres across, and it's strongest around 6 or 7 miles up in the atmosphere. And it blows around the whole globe, and it affects weather and climate.
Professor Tim Wollings from Oxford University is the author of Jetstream, The Journey Through Our Changing Climate.
There are two main jet streams, one going around the northern hemisphere, and then there's a clear jet stream which blows all the way around the southern hemisphere. And so this is what they'd encountered, just one small regional part of a huge current of air blowing around the whole globe. Nobody really knew that the jet stream was there as such a kind of a strong, narrow current. I mean, people had suspected that there were winds at upper levels. Even back in the 1700s, people predicted there would be an opposite to the kind of trade winds that we see in the tropics. But no one really expected them to be so strong and so narrow.
Well, they debriefed.
Well, you can, yeah, but you have to, like right now, okay, I can click on add guests. It's not the same way as Periscope, Johnny. So add guests. So if I try, let's see here. I'm going to try to invite you, for example. I don't think this works. So I'm going to send you an invite. But I don't think it's functional. Maybe because of my older devices, or it's just not really functioning in their system. Have you been able to add guests to your live HAPS broadcasts or not? I have a couple people that want me to come on their shows, but you're going to back to bed? Okay. But did you get the invite? Because I've tried this before. Does it even work? You have gotten the invite. Okay, because I tried it the other night and they didn't get anything. I should probably try to practice it between a couple of my own devices and see how it works. All right. Well, I'm going to go to bed probably. There's nothing going on out here. Go back to sleep for a few hours. All right. Good night, everybody.
Observing station, certainly in Japan and probably anywhere in the world. And so in the early 20s, he took very careful measurements using
Good
balloons,
night.
which really showed incredibly strong winds high up over Japan.
Thanks for hanging out.
Regularly had winds of around